Hello, everybody. Welcome to this webinar. Today we are with Dan Di Federico. You're
You
listening,
got it
Dan.
right.
Your name. This is fantastic. Welcome, Dan, and welcome, everybody. We are going to be talking right before one of these big celebrations in the world, Christmas, about how to navigate the passion economy and how we build our voice and our brands in this time where there is more opportunity than ever before to make an impact, to be of service, and to bring some hope and some messages that that bring some light as well to so many people around the world. So thank you so much, Dan, for being here and for doing what you do.
Oh, thank you, Luis. Great to see you, and hello to everybody. And yeah, it's great to join you. And yeah, we'll have a little bit of a conversation on a few different topics, but I think they're really inspiring topics. And the exciting part about our chat today is, of course, we're inviting all of you who are watching to also join us in this kind of project that we're working on together to all help us build our personal brands and live our passion. So yeah, excited to be here.
Yeah, it's fantastic. So you're in Switzerland, right? Or well, actually, no, you're in between Switzerland and Netherlands. But today you are
Exactly.
in Amsterdam.
Today I'm in rainy Amsterdam, unfortunately. Yeah, that's where I'm living. But yeah, our company is based in Lausanne, Switzerland.
Yeah, that's fantastic. So why don't we frame a bit the conversation? Um, we something that I love, and I've been reading a lot from you, from many founders in the space of technology applied to human progress, human development, and communications and technology is this concept of a passion, the economy. So why don't we go a bit deeper and why don't we frame the opportunity? Because we know and we've been talking about building personal brands for so many years. And there are so many frameworks and so many opportunities. But I think today the conditions are a bit different. Actually, the conditions are giving us so much opportunity to build our brands, not in the space where people expect us to be, but actually in the space where we want to be. So why don't we talk about a bit more about the passion economy, what it is?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And I think you nailed it right there with the last thing that you said. And it's all about our passions. And I think that's what digital technology and I'll share my a couple of slides in a minute so I can take you through a little bit of a story. But yeah, maybe some of the viewers have heard of the passion economy. It's a new term. I'm going to talk about who coined this phrase and who are the thought leaders. But you've definitely seen the passion economy taking place around you. And if you just think about this big shift that's taking place, and it's all enabled by digital tools and technology. um, Back in the day, it was you had a job and you had your passions, if you had them, and your interests, and they were very, very different. They were very separate. And today, because of digital technologies and new tools, yeah, not only can bring your passions to life on digital technology, but you can also even monetize them as well. So that's really, again, I'm going to tell you all about that. But the role of your personal brand and who you are and putting yourself out there on digital, it's the best way that you can be successful. And it's the key ingredients to get out there and doing what you love to do.
Yeah, something that we are so excited about partnering. In this case, as you probably know, you don't. Dan and Di Federico is the CEO of Paper.li and Affinity, which is a group of companies working with digital technologies in order to amplify the voice of anybody around the world. So Paper.li has been around for more than 12 years now, and now from the World Happiness Foundation and the World Happiness Fest, we are partnering, to create this new environment that we call My Happiness Page. So something that we identify together is that we have all this opportunity of bringing passion to the masses. In this case, to the wires masses, is the communications, because we all have passions. And something that is happening right now, and we saw that through COVID as well, is that people are rethinking what to do. People are really considering what the future is going to be. And many of us are going inside. We are doing exploration, and we are discovering that probably we haven't been living our purpose as much as we wanted. So this situation is really pushing all of us into rethinking what we want to be in the future. So what we thought is that in order to facilitate bringing that voice out, and to bring that from a unique, authentic way, we are going to need digital tools. And this is what Dan, Nicholas, and the team at Paper.li and Infinity have been doing for so many years. And now we are partnering in order to create this amazing product that we call My Happiness Page, to bring that voice to as many people as we can. Our goal at the World Happiness Foundation is to reach out to everybody in 30 years around the world, 10 billion people, expected 10 billion people. So how does it work, the technology? What is passion economy? How do we frame this opportunity, Dan?
Sure. Yeah, if I start with our vision really, and I think it's very, very close to to the Happiness Foundation. That's why this is such a great fit, is we really believe that regardless of your objective in life, if it's to you want to get a new career, if it's to start your own business, just increase your network, or just generally have higher quality of life and spend time doing those things that you love. The one key thing that will help you get there is building a presence in digital. And you'd see how fast it can turn into something. You start reading more and sharing more content and increasing your network. Pretty soon, you're getting engagement, you're meeting new people. A blog post can turn into your own website. That can turn into maybe a side hustle, or maybe you're working with new people around the topics that you share and love together. And eventually, and I think you said it very well, like during these hard times, people are really rethinking that. And now that they're spending more time alone, and it's a time to reflect. And once you start getting active, it doesn't matter your goal, digital, and putting yourself out there. That's what it is about, your personal brand, being true to who you are, celebrating that. It can bring wonderful, great things, and could turn into a whole livelihood. That's my setup. Should I share the some slides now, Luis, or
Sure.
when should I pull those in?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because maybe it's gonna help tell the story. Just let me know if you can see on my screen.
Yep.
Yeah, great. So I won't spend too much time on each one, but it's really like it's important to define some of these things that we're saying. Personal brand, one of those terms that gets thrown out there a lot. It could be how you promote yourself, what you're known for, maybe in the workplace. We like to just phrase it as like, what will you be known for? What are all those different ingredients that make up who you are? And it's not all about, I think a lot of people think about personal branding and they immediately go to LinkedIn. And of course, LinkedIn is a big piece of this puzzle, right? And that's where a lot of our users are active in, and I'm active in as well. It's done wonderful things for my career even. But you're more than your LinkedIn profile as well. And the personal brand is really your 360 view. And I like this also about LinkedIn. You see it becoming less about just business, and people are also sharing their passions on there as well. So I think it's really important to think of like, what will you be known for to others in the future? And digital has never, it's never been easier to kind of paint the picture of who you want to be, because you can do that every day on social channels and on digital channels. And so it's kind of it's kind of a moment to think and say, yeah, who do I want to be known for, and what do I want to be involved with? And so, yeah, not to go into the stats here, but we just see these big trends happening. Half the world's population is now on social, active. So every year that, of course, that grows, but over half the world's population, we're getting quite big here. We got these big theme of people leaving the traditional workforce and becoming entrepreneurs. And this great study, I'm going to talk about also in a minute, but when you look at the next generation, the youngers, they want to become online influencers. But I'm going to talk about what that really means, because it's actually, maybe sometimes you hear influencer and it's a little bit negative connotation, but that's growing, and they want to do some remarkable things. Why they want to build their personal brand. So you see all these trends taking place, and building your personal brand is going to help you achieve that. But really, what the big reason is, and the way you can frame all of this, is this passion economy. And that's what I want to talk about, because I think it's one of the most inspiring things that I've read, and we have a narrative around our storytelling. This is really what we want to do. So it's this new era where people are turning their passions into careers. Could still be in the corporate world for sure, but doing what you really love to do. Could be a side hustle or a side project, but even turning it into a livelihood and earning revenue. And it all starts with your personal brand and your digital presence. And so this I love. I'm going to talk about who the two thought leaders are in the next slide, I think. But this is, so the widget economy. This is really, so it's Adam Davidson who wrote this book on the passion economy. And he's not the one that coined it, but he's definitely the thought leader here. And he talks about how we moved from a widget economy, which was, industrialization, and was largely based off of creating the same thing over and over again, but a little bit better. It was all about the thing, or the widget is what he calls it. And personal branding and the individual, there was no room for that, right? So you're thinking, travel industry, manufacturing, like a lot of these things where you're just perfecting it, and the employee and the person, they're just a title or a number, and there was no place in the workplace for your personal brand, really. Then you get into the gig economy, which we're still part of as well, and I think right away everyone's probably thinking Uber, but it's a lot about flexible working. So you're starting to see the individual being a little bit more, it's more respected in this economy as well. It's flexible, and you got different kinds of benefits, and it's a great positive thing. The challenge is that you're still the employee yourself for the most part. And if you want to earn more revenue, revenue equals time. So the more revenue and money that you want to earn, you got to put in more hours, right? And so we're getting on the right track here. And then we enter, which we're now entering right now, is the passion economy. And it's great. And I love this quote by Li Jin, who's the one who really coined it. It's individuality is a feature and not a bug. You can't be successful in the passion economy if you're not unique and you're not being yourself. And I just love that. And you're seeing it all around you, right? So think, and it's a lot of the audience that, you work with in the Happiness Foundation, Luis, mindfulness. And people are starting their own, their own small businesses around mindfulness, meditation, yoga. Could be it. Maybe you're an aspiring cook and you decided to set up your own blog, and now you're earning revenue there. It could even be in the corporate world, someone who's been a lifelong consultant, for a big organization, and now they're realizing, I want to do this on my own. And I've got the tools to be able to do that. And so you just see these waves of people doing what they love to do, and either just doing it for themselves, but very much leading towards doing it as a livelihood or a business.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that when we see the trend of this generation, 60 million growing, and 60%, of these people growing, and actually have two teenagers, and I see the direction they're taking into bringing their voice through digital means and digital media. And we see this opportunity of passion combined with the goal that we have as well, at the foundation of touching into 25 million teachers, influencers, psychologists, that they can help over 400 people. This is an amazing space, an amazing opportunity to really leverage digital technologies, and moving from the widget to gig to economy to passion in a meaningful way. So yes, there's so many mindfulness professors, as you say, and teachers, masters, yoga instructors, psychologists creating their own clinics, um, teachers doing online learning. So many people that can benefit from having the right tools. So this I love the concept of passion. I love the heart in that mind.
Lovely. Yeah, no, that's exactly it. And one thing that I think I've got more slides on it as well, but they talk about, well, what can we expect then in terms of big businesses, small businesses. We don't know what will happen with large organizations. They're going to be there. People, I mean, they serve a great good, and people are passionate about working in a big corporate as well. But what we will see, and we're already seeing, is a lot more smaller businesses and smaller entrepreneurs. And instead of selling, one thing to many people, they talk about selling unique things to a small group of people, but that group of people love it. They're so passionate about what you're selling, and you've got this engaged small community. So I think that's one trend that we'll see coming out of this, and we already see it. There's very quirky things that you could be selling on different sites, and writing different content, and there's going to be an audience and a community for you out there. So it's it's such a refreshing trend to hear about. And if I go on a bit, these are the two real thought leaders. We've got Adam Davidson, who wrote, he's got a book on this, which is really interesting. And then Li Jin, who is the one that coined it. And she is, I mean, I think I have her links somewhere, but she's living and breathing it as well, because I mean, I think she still has now, I think, believes she has her own venture capital firm, but she was working for one before, and now her whole firm is based around the passion economy. But she's also publishing great content on this topic every day, the trends, the tools, and you can follow her because she's also on these platforms that I'll show you in a minute, like Substack, where you can create newsletters, build an audience, and you monetize it. So you can actually earn revenue. So she's actually practicing what she preaches, and sign up to her newsletters, and you just be inspired by this trend. And these are the two real thought leaders around it. It's still this term that I find that it's not so well known, but I'm sure that it's going to be I can see getting more traction every day, because it's absolutely brilliant.
We should actually invite them, Alan and Li Jin, to the Happiness Week in March. Maybe we can create a conversation with them. That would be fantastic.
That would be super. Yeah, absolutely. Let's do it. Yeah. So what does it mean for individuals? I think we touched on this. There's just so many benefits. You're more likely to get hired. We've got all the stats on it. If you put a personal brand out there, if you got your own web page, we know that recruiters look for that, and they think it's something special. It makes you stand out. If you're a salesperson and you're active on LinkedIn, sharing content, being transparent, you're going to outsell your peers. If you're an entrepreneur, you're going to have more business success, because they want to see, this is the big shift for the corporate side, is that the people get more engagement than the brands channels, right? So the CEO, or even, the employees themselves, or the executives, they'll get more engagement on LinkedIn than the branded channel, right? Because people want to connect with people, and you get more online revenue. I mean, all the trends are in your favor. It doesn't matter your goal. And then when we talk about monetization, these are just a flavor of what's out there. So just to mention a few: Substack on the top left, earn revenue with your newsletters. You got Medium, where you can write for a living, and trust me, you'll find a niche for you, and you can earn revenue there. And then you've got these really exciting ones like Teachable, Podia, OutSchool. Some of these are for teachers as well that want to give classes and earn revenue. You could just be selling your own courses as well on any topic. Twitch, the video gamers, and then YouTube, and then of course Etsy, actually selling tangible things. I mean, there's so many products that are out there right now. And for Paper.li, we'll talk about the My Happiness and how we fit into all of this, but we're really helping you build your digital presence overall. Because if you want to be successful in some of these channels, like Medium, you really need to build a digital presence, keep it active, share content. And for the My Happiness collaboration, it's really about sharing positivity and all of these great things. So we fit into this mix well as your stepping stone to get into the passion economy. Okay, and so this is one that I really love this. So there's this study. I have the source down there if you want to take a look. But basically, this one company looked at Gen Y and Gen Z, and they just it was a number of different questions that they asked them in this very big survey, but it was around influencers. And when the question comes up of how many people want to be influencers, is like more than 60% of Gen Z wants to become an influencer. And you think right away, they're going to want to get more money and income, and they want to be an Instagram influencer. But that's changing. So the number one reason was to make a difference in the world. And I think this is a really great shift that's taking place. It's actually, I think I have it as, it's the number one response of Gen Zs and number two of Gen Ys, or I can't remember the order, but it applies to both of them. And yeah, I think it's this shift that's taking place. Originally, when you heard of an influencer, you were probably thinking, okay, an Instagram, a little bit, maybe it's a sports, music, I don't know, modeling or something like this, where you're an influencer, but that's really changing. And now you can be an influencer, or what they call micro influencers, on any topic, and you can be creating impact, creating awareness on important topics and that are happening every day. So I think that term influencer is really changing. And you can see that with this next generation, that they actually want to make a difference in the world. It's not just about them. They see that these tools can be used for a greater good.
We need them all in order to get and in order to make a real difference.
Absolutely.
So we have to identify these 60% where they are.
Yeah.
And we have to get them. We have to get them on board.
Let's get them. Absolutely. So yeah, I mean, this is just a little bit okay. So what is it? What's the best way to start building your brand? We call it build your digital presence. One of those terms that you hear again and around there. It's just about putting yourself out there. It's starting to be active. And what does it mean? It could mean anything. It could be writing, picking up your phone and shooting a little video of yourself. That's informal. Informal content is doing the best these days, right? Connecting with others on LinkedIn, joining a group, and there's so many things that you can do, and don't set the bar so high. It's just about doing little things every day. And it actually is quite rewarding when you put your thought out there just in a little post or something like this, and you get engagement. It's quite rewarding. And then you keep doing that, and it snowballs. And before you know it, you've got followers on this channel, and you've met some new individuals that want to collaborate on something. And there's so many things that you can do online to get started. So that's the key. That's really the key, is to get out there on digital.
Yeah, and I think, and my personal recommendation as well, having built so many different brands and profiles over the years, is that it's very important to have a point of view. Yeah. And in order to have a point of view, you have to focus time on inner exploring. So the inner exploration is very important, combined with the positioning, with the crafting of the messaging and the way you promote it. But I think this is very important, and as we keep moving with the whole My Happiness page and the project, it's going to be very important how we train influencers in order to have a unique voice that is really coming from the heart. It's not about repeating what everybody else is saying without contrasting, without contemplation. It's really about, okay, what is unique? What is my experience that can help other people, or what am I learning on the path that can help other people to avoid or maybe overcome some obstacles. So that would be one of my recommendation is, as much as we think about spreading, we have to think about inner exploring and finding the uniqueness in us.
I love it. I love it. I think that's so important. And you know, I just, if I speak from, maybe I'll share an example for myself and maybe from working in the past corporate worlds as well. Like for me, for example, been in startups and marketing, and I don't really talk about that too much on, say, LinkedIn, for example. Um, I on some channels I do, but that's not like what you said. What's really drives me is more like these types of topics, or personal development, and giving younger people some tips that I've learned in the past and helping them out. So it's really, I mean, you think you nailed it. It's like, first discover who you are, what drives you, what you want to be known for, and then start to build your digital presence. After that, it's good to have a plan. It's good to know the topics that you want, that are meaningful to you, and then you go out there. So that's for me. And yeah, I mean, I've worked many years in big corporations where we're training CEOs, executives, salespeople on how to do this on social. And it was always about, of course, authenticity, of course. But I love that there's also this trend around, like I said, with the informal content and individuality. It's anybody can do it right. There's no right and wrong as long as you're authentic. And I've had some leaders say, yeah, but I can't write with like the CEO. He's talking very inspirational, and I'm technical. But yeah, just, I mean, do that then, right? So there's an audience for you. I mean, be yourself. You've got a certain style, you've got a certain brand, and you stay true to it as well. So it's there's no right or wrong, but yeah, really thinking about it first and being genuine. Those are the two ingredients right there.
Yeah, and something that I really love about what you are saying is that we have to jump and build the digital presence, because when you actually look at the creative process of developing content, it's very difficult to create anything if you don't start.
Hmm.
So it's, I mean, being in front of a white canvas is always difficult. But now with digital technologies, you can have a vision board, and with a vision board, even you are creating a real website, but with the tools in order to have your banner, your title, your paragraph. And the moment you start writing, then the ideas start coming and flowing. So it's the inner exploration is very important, but at the same time, one way that you can inner explore is by action. So the way you start moving brings the energy, emotion. That's emotion, right? So that's the way where you can really start making a difference when you jump into it. And when I see here on this slide, right, that's probably one of those spaces. You write, or you share video, or you start drawing, or you start playing music, but you have to start with something. And I
Start with
think
something.
that's the beauty of now having this type of tools that is super easy to start creating.
I love it. Love it. And it reminds me of one quote that I really like. So I'm following many different things online, getting so much knowledge from different channels. Like, your experience and who you follow is really has now an impact. It's almost like, the old saying about like who you hang out with will be X, Y, and Z about who you become. But it's very much the same on who you follow, right? Every day on LinkedIn and on Instagram, if you're following garbage, it's not going to give you a great feeling every day. Cut that out and follow the people that you're passionate about, and it's always inspiration. So this one that I'm following because I'm interested recently in investments and real estate, and this one, he's definitely living the passion economy. His name is Gerald Peters, and he just decided he's not your traditional influencer by any means. A little bit rough. He's from Texas, and he used to be in the he used to serve, and now he's this great influencer. He gives great content, but he's also inspiring people to do it as well. Just get out there. And he has this thing that he always pushes, and he just says, you don't have to get it right, just get it going. That's his simple saying, but it's so, so true. If you want it to be perfect, you'll never get there. Just start putting stuff. He talks about a lot of putting your intent out into the universe, right? Which is a theme I'm sure that many of your speakers and community talk about and believe in. This, you could think of digital as that as well. You're putting your intent into the universe, but you're doing it on digital, and things will happen. You just watch, right? But don't worry about getting perfect. Just get out there.
So let's get out there.
Let's
So
do
how,
it. Yeah.
so how do we do it? How do we, what are the first steps?
Yeah, great. So, yeah, we're really excited to share with everyone what we've been collaborating on. The last point I'll just make here, which kind of is a bridge into what I'll show you, is it's not just for individuals. If you are, if you're a brand, if you're a company, or if you're an organization like My Happiness Foundation too, and like what Luis is doing, is also thinking about, are you helping your community shine? Are you enabling them to do this type of thing? Are you celebrating your people and that they're unique? They're your ambassadors, right? So it's always not just about individuals doing it as well. Are our leaders, are you guys thinking about this and how you can activate your people and your community? Because great things will happen for both sides of the equation. And I think that's kind of how, we came together. So obviously we've known each other for some time, but this is really your vision here, Louise, is like, how can we do this for the happiness community? And so what we collaborated on is a great initiative, and it's called myhappiness.page. That's also the URL. Okay, so yeah, that's it. You don't have to put anything else. Just go on to myhappiness.page and check it out. And basically what we want to do is help you build your digital presence and make it easy for you, and give you all the kind of tools that you need um, to get going. So what it involves, and yeah, maybe, yeah, this is the best one to show. First, it's all about this routine that we bring you. So every day, so you go on to My Happiness, you pick your topics. Doesn't matter if it's mindfulness or what's happening in mindfulness in the UK, or you can combine really niche topics, whatever it is. You pick your topics, you pick your website, social channels, whatever it is. And every day in the morning, say at 9 a.m., we're going to deliver you by email what we think is great content on those topics: articles, videos, what's trending in the web. So we want to inspire you every day in a routine to live your passions. Okay, so you can't forget them anymore. You've got to experience them every morning. But the best part is what you can do with that content. You take that content and you're going to add that to your own personal website, and you're going to see how easy it is, because we bring you the content. Your site is going to be done already in a minute as soon as you pick your topics. So you can take that content we give you, you can add it to your personal website, you can share it on social media, and you can even get subscribers that can subscribe to your page, and you can push out a newsletter on what you think is great content in a few clicks. And it's not just about the other content, it's also about what you have to say as well. You can create your own blogs, you can create your own comments, you can upload your own videos from YouTube. So it's this little toolbox. It's super easy to use. We've got lots of users already in there, Luis? So it's also, and I don't know if we even have time after to show it really quickly, but there's also a community as well. You're not doing this by yourself. You're doing it with us on great topics, and you're part of an online community. So it's, yeah, I think it's something special that we've built, and it's just launched as well. So that's why we're also, reaching out and talking to everyone about it.
Yeah, it's fantastic. So I really encourage any of you who is thinking, how do I move forward with my passions to a next level, and how do I take advantage of this lockdown, of this new situation, new jobs that we are looking for. What do we do? So in this case, joining this community is going to give you the secure base to say, okay, I'm going to start trying, I'm going to start bringing my passions forward and helping others. Something that we learn as well, Dan, from all so much research is that you can really maximize your levels of satisfaction, your levels of joy, your levels of happiness by sharing. And when you share and you become of service, uh, I mean, it skyrockets the opportunity for you to be happier, to be more joyful, and to flourish, to really make a leap in the way you enjoy life, and you make a difference. So I think that at the root, at the core of what we are building together here, is really the goal of helping as many people to bring their passions to life through digital means, because right now is one of those where we can really reach out everybody around the world. It's amazing how right now there are no borders, not just for virus. Actually, yesterday I just read that COVID is already in Antarctica. So one of the Chile's base camps, there are already 36 people. So if the virus can reach there, our ideas and our passions can reach there too. Uh, Yesterday, 2 days ago, I was watching this conjunction of Jupiter Saturn through one YouTube channel built by a weather channel specialist from the backyard. So actually, from his backyard, he has his camera, his computer. He was video streaming, and he was sharing his passion of
Love it.
actually showing these planets going to in a line with the Earth, and he was doing it in an amazing way, bringing the neighbors with him, having a conversation about what was going on, and he had thousands of people watching and learning with him. So that's I think is a beautiful example how to bring your passions and your knowledge into service of others, because there were so many other people that because it was cloud, because it wasn't the right angle, they were not able to watch this alignment and this conjunction. So yes, this is what we are trying to do here, and you are all invited to go to my happiness page and start building your presence. So this is pretty easy process.
I love it. That's great. And you'll see. I mean, every time, once or twice a year, I do a little cleaning of my social and who I'm following, and you'll see when you replace things around politics and health concerns, and when you fill your feed with content like that, Luis, unique individuals who are doing great things, wonderful stories, you watch the impact that it has on your day, and also the inspiration. Right when I start my day off and reading this news, I'm in a totally different mood, and my ambitions are lower. But when you, and this is really where it ties into the whole the mission of my happiness, and the foundation is just watch if we can start spreading this positivity and our passions around there. You can really have an impact on others as well, right? So yeah, I love that example. That's great.
Love it. So actually, if you want, I can share uh, very quickly one page, one example.
The show, yeah, okay. Let me
So
pull it
actually,
up.
this is
Oh,
a
you have
real
it up.
page.
Oh, great. Yeah.
This is a real page. Actually, this is the one I built. So I call myself the happiness observer, and I think it's very, for me it's very important to be an observer. And now that we know that observers change reality, and we know this because of quantum mechanics and quantum physics, this is really important. So we are here to observe and to create secure bases for everything. And of course, we want to realize a world with freedom, consciousness, and happiness for all. But if you see the background picture is super cool. And I took this from the library that the tool gives to you. So in this case, is an old woman with glasses looking as is a painting, but you see two more people observing the observer. So this is, I found this picture super spot on what I wanted to say. Then you can build banners here. So here I'm talking about the amazing week that we are getting ready in March, the World Happiness Week, and you can invite people to basically act on it. You have an editor's note. This is basically the purpose of your paper. And then you start selecting your own content. So for example, this first article is something that I wrote, the same as the case for capitalism and capitalism as new paradigm. So this content that I wrote, and then you have content that I'm finding interesting and curating here. And then of course you can keep promoting things that you do, and then you can select content videos, and you can do this in a very easy way because the content is being pre-selected for you. So this is a question of curation, and then it's a question of building your paper. Then you can allow people to subscribe, and then they get updates by email, or you can use this content actually in order to share on social media channels. If you want to share this article, you can do that by basically selecting where you want to share it, and even you can add to another paper that you built or you co-build with the community, with the page. So this is one individual paper, but actually you can collaborate and you can create papers with your own community as well. So one paper can be built by different people. So imagine that this is a newspaper and you have different writers and editors, so they can select as well the content that you can use. So this is the one I built and the one I'm using. And and well, I just showed you to inspire you to get into action. You just have to go to my happiness page and start building your presence there.
Super nice looking page. It looks great.
Well, I'm learning from the master. I just look at yours. Okay, so we have a couple of minutes left. Dan, what is your recommendation for somebody who is like, well, I'm not sure that I know enough. I'm not sure that what I know is worth sharing.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I am the right person to share my voice. What would you say to these people?
Yeah, I mean that's the big question, right? And I hope through the story we told that it's a little bit encouraging because we all feel like that. Even I'm active in this space for years. Before I hit share, I'm always thinking, what about this piece that I wrote, or whatever. So it's totally normal to feel like that. But once you push it out there, it's going to you're going to find a community. You're going to get some engagement. It's going to be very rewarding, and you're also pushing your intent out there into the universe, right? So keep at that, keep consistent, great things will happen. So I encourage you to do that. Take baby steps if you need to. You can just share an article at the beginning, and then it lead up to some comments, and then eventually maybe write a blog, for example. And then, I don't know, for everyone's different. For me, I feel I really enjoy it. I think it's quite rewarding to do that. And it's also what you want to be known for. You're leaving a footprint out there. You're inspiring other people. So also think about it as, okay, it's not just for me, but this topic is important. I want to give value to other people as well. So also think about that. Some ways you have a duty to share your knowledge, right? It's going to benefit other people. So you can think about it as that as well. And even when you see Louise's page, it looks, it's so sharp. Don't be intimidated by that easily either. After you pick your topics, you've got like this completed web page. And all you have to do is tweak a couple things, put a banner here, put this there, and then it's personalized for you. But we really try and make that as easy as possible. So don't feel intimidated by, if you spent 2 minutes in there, you're going to have your own page. Oh yeah, we didn't tell them about the URL either. If you actually join, you're going to see there's also this area where you can search for topics. You can meet other people who are in that happiness community and connect with them and follow their papers. But you also get your own URL. So myhappiness.page/Louise or /you. And how cool is that to have your own URL? You can put that on your email signature, on your Twitter, wherever it is, but you're also part of this great organization as well. So you're also helping us to get the word out about the foundation and the great work too. So it's really win-win-win. Really encourage you guys to join us.
So join us, and thank you so much, Dan, for making all this happen. Because I tell you, it's so difficult to really bring ideas into action, real action, without the right tools. So it's so important, and it's not easy to create tools like this that make life so easy to so many people. So Dan, so much, thank you so much to you, to the whole team, because you are really magicians of digital marketing and digital technologies. This is just spectacular. Congratulations.
Thank you. It's so great to be a part of and to partner on this as well. Yeah, so I look forward to it. Hopefully we see some of the audience today joining us, and like, let's make it real too. Connect with us on LinkedIn. We can, message each other. And so we can actually practice what we preach as well. So I'd love to meet anybody who's watching today. That'd be great.
Yes. So let's connect. Dan Di Federico, and of course, Luis, and myhappiness.page. That's the space where you can start building your site. Thank you again. Have an amazing holiday season. Merry Christmas. See you celebrate Christmas, and see you very soon, Dan. Thank you so much for all.
Thank you, Luis. Yeah, Merry Christmas, and yeah, happy holidays, everybody. So talk to you soon.
Thank you, everybody. Take care. See you soon.